Please tell us your name, where you're from, and what you do.
I'm Cameron McNeil. I'm from North Carolina in the United States, and I'm a student in college.
Where did you volunteer while in Uganda?
I volunteered in Bulenga in the Wakiso district, working with KACCAD as well as with the Faith Children's Foundation.
How is the local Abroad Review coordinator and the support provided in the country?
I think that Derek and George Michael were great, and they provided everything that I needed. When they both were always there to support me, and they met every need that I had.
What was the most surprising thing you experienced at the program?
I was coming into it. I was expecting there to be some other volunteers a lot of the time, but I was the only volunteer for a 5-week stretch, which was surprising. But it was a good learning experience as well.
What was the most surprising thing you experienced about the country?
I was surprised about how different I was going to be from everyone else, mostly looks-wise. You're always pointed out as being the Mzungu, especially if you're a white person. And so it was a really interesting experience being so different from everyone else for once.
What was the most difficult to experience at the program?
I would probably say being the only volunteer for a few weeks. Although I could definitely talk to the people who worked at the house, and George Michael and Derek. It was difficult not to be able to always communicate with another volunteer.
What was the most difficult to experience at the accommodation?
There was a few things. First, there's hot water here, but I didn't know about it until about 7 weeks in out of my 8-week stint, which was unfortunate. Another thing was about 2 weeks in, I started to have a mice problem in my room, but luckily for future volunteers, we killed them all, so do not worry.
Do you have any tips for future volunteers?
Yeah, I would say come in with an open mind, obviously, and be prepared for a change in pace, especially coming from the United States. It's a very hit and move culture. Here it's much more relaxed. And I would also suggest be ready to be very different from everyone else as well.
How would you describe your accommodation, meals, and security?
I felt very secure the entire time. The building's locked at night, and we have lights and things like that. The food is pretty good, very starchy, a lot of potatoes and noodles and rice and matoke, which is bananas, not very good. But overall, I'd say it's pretty good. It has all the amenities that you need and some that you want as well.
What was your favorite memory of this trip?
I had a lot of good memories. The kids that I taught were definitely a big part of it. They're really smart, and they all had different personalities, and they were all really interesting to talk to. One story in particular is about 1 weekend I went on a run, and I went right when school got out, so around like 4 p.m., and I ran past the school, and the teacher was really tired after the day, and the kids were just going crazy. And so he just kind of wanted them to go run free, essentially. And I ran past the school, and he yelled, "If you want to run, follow the white man." And so then a bunch of kids followed me for about a quarter of a mile, which was funny. It was like I was in Forrest Gump.
How was the Abroad Review USA support prior to traveling?
They were really good. They gave me all the information I needed and things I needed to bring and what to expect, I'd say as well.
Are you willing to speak to other potential Abroad Review volunteers?
Yes, of course.